Hi, and welcome back to another speed build. I was looking on up floor plans and I found one that I liked and the picture that it came with, it looked like a cabin. So based off of that, that is what I am going for. In my mind, I was originally thinking maybe changing it and just having it be a one bedroom, one bath type of thing, but it actually ends up being three bedrooms and two bathrooms. I knew I wanted to give it out in the woods kind of vibes with it being a cabin and just living off the land. So we needed plenty of space for a pond, garden, and obviously animals. Now, I am not the best at terrain manipulation, so the pond is subpar to say, but it does work. The whole time I'm building, I'm trying to decide if I should do the off the grid lot challenge, and just a heads up, I do, as well as the simple living. Will I regret it? Probably, because sometimes it just gets too much, but it does fit the vibe, so we just ended up with it. Now, I do end up getting rid of the laundry room that I was originally planning for, since I did decide to do simple living and off the grid. So the kitchen ends up being bigger. The inside, I wasn't sure what I wanted. I wasn't sure what the vibe was, but I knew I wanted it to have lots of wood tones and wallpaper. Because in my mind, I just kept picturing my grandma's house when I was growing up. So that's kind of what I was basing it off of, which is why there is wallpaper in the bathroom. Now, I did not go as far as putting carpet in the bathroom because that is just unsanitary. I did end up making a backstory and creating a family, which made this build much, much easier. And the family is the Webb family, Alfred and Gertrude. Alfred inherited the land from his parents, and he was getting tired of technology and just wanted to go back to the simpler days, so they built a cabin. And of course, Gertrude, who simply just adores her husband and fully supports his decision, thought that it would be fun to have a garden and just make everything from scratch for their growing family. Now, due to a tragic loss, will she feel the same way? And can their love survive? Now, both the Webb family and the cabin is up on the gallery. I did end up moving to a bigger lot than what is originally showing, just to accommodate everything that I was wanting and to make it feel like it was more in the woods. Now, I will let you watch the rest of the build in peace, and I will be back so we can tour it together at the end. right, we are back. So, starting off, we are further back on the lot to give it more of that in the woods feel. We walk straight into the living room, which leads directly into the dining room and then a kitchen around the corner. On the left-hand side, we have that master bedroom and bathroom. On the right-hand side, we have two extra bedrooms, which are currently being used for storage and another full bathroom. And then out the back door, we have the pond on the left hand side, the cow straight to the back, and on the right hand side, we have the garden and the chickens. Now, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to see future videos. Thanks for watching.